Hello, I'm back. More duking it out in the DC. I'm wondering if there would be a better title for this pack. In fact, it's the only title for expansion packs that just seems kind of Duke DC, you know. Oh well, today we're going to the Metro, so I guess that means talk about my time taking a train. We had like a train level when I played the original game, did we not? I want to say it was better than this one though, but to be fair, this is more based on maybe a realistic Metro. No, the other train, the original campaign's train level is better than this one. But needless to say, we're going to be riding these little cart things, and part of my debugging was planning how it's not as if I was getting lost, it was just, you know, at some parts you kind of have to walk on the tracks, which means you have to keep a footing on where your boots are. And I have some boots already, and I remember there's boots somewhere, but I didn't remember exactly. This was not exactly a, I'd say this is a featureless sort of train station thing. I do like it though. It does have an arcade in the level, so that kind of makes up for it. It gives it its own identity that way. It's fine. I did spend a little longer than I would have liked due to the fact that I'm kind of running a train back and forth to kind of remember what I'm doing, and there's no actual helping that. So there's going to be a lot of moments where I'm sitting there waiting for the train to go where I need it to go, or just waiting for it generally. And to that end, I will be saving while getting on a train just to make sure I don't, mostly so I don't waste my boots. So if I get hurt too much, and I don't want to feel like I accidentally soft-lock myself by using too much boot. I mean, I also have jetpack, but you really should not be using your jetpack for this. That's too much jetpack, man. I don't know why the sound effects of the train are kind of coughing up, but it is what it is. And there's not even that many enemies. Like the museum, has a lot of enemies. The next level we're doing, which by the way, the Metro has a secret exit. That one has a lot of enemies too, and then that's about it. The rest of the campaign is pretty. The rest of this episode's pretty milk toast. Otherwise, well, except for the end, but that's just because that's where you shove the boss. These poor trains and whatever they're doing. The trains at the train station. The graffiti master of the dude sitting on the toilet. Classic crack behind the toilet scenario. And yes, you do actually have to blow up the crack in the wall to make this progress happen if you're trying to play the level normally. But if you're a crazy person, maybe you don't need to do that. I'm just saying, I think that's how it was intended to do. A lot of debugging you do in 3D levels is kind of just, I kind of have to cheat a little bit just so I know where the thing is inside and out, what I'm doing. And if I don't want some, I'll be right back. Just give me a few seconds, okay?
Yeah, looks like my cat needed to use the door. Anyway, how we doing? I'm just on the train. Whoa.
Got some images from Duke Nukem 2 in here. Oh yeah, up past that, whatever that shop is the exit, but naturally I need a red key for it. So, yep. How's that gonna work, you think? The only way it can. I think there's like a reference to Ricky Lake in this level for some reason. I actually don't know that much about her, but she was relevant at the time of this expansion, so okay. And I mean, I knew that she existed. I just didn't know much about her, is what I mean, because I was young. I was not even 10 yet. Give Game Wolf a chance here. I try to keep myself more well-informed nowadays, but you can only do that so much. Although I think I do a better job of it than the average person. Even if it feels like I'm not really into what you're saying. Believe me, I try to know the things. Whoa! Chain station. Not that it matters much. Oh, apologies for the lighting. That is how it goes in the game. I'm sorry about that. Uh,
Who wants
I guess I wonder if there should be a way to like seizure warning a video, because I feel like this might be a bit seizure-y, this part. Yeah. Oh well. No, I'm thinking about that, not from a gameplay standpoint, from just a video standpoint, which is just like, maybe I could put in a filter to make this less intensive. It's just to indicate that the lights are flickering because of poor power, which, by the way, is a problem in real life for someone with seizures. So it's like, no one's playing for that. It just happens in the case of a power outage or someone's messing with electricity. It's just like, oh no, this building has a seizure warning. It's like, no, it's just broken. We need to fix it. Waiting on the train now. Where am I going now? I think I'm trying to figure out where the boots are, because I kind of have to hop to them. Who knows what I'm thinking at this time. It can get a little crazy at the train station when you're stationing your train to my buses, some of my buses. Also, I've noticed this, but for some reason my video time is less than the game time. How exactly is the game faster than actual clock time? I don't think it's Mario time. It does not have that excuse. Why is game time so fast? Is it because my DOS box is not actually doing 70? Yeah, it's because I'm not actually recording 70 frames per second, which is beside the point, because I don't think YouTube renders anything in 70 frames. Yeah, YouTube doesn't render anything beyond 60 frames per second. So that's always weird to me when people are like, oh, check it out, I get to 200 FPS. It's like, alright, can I see on YouTube? But, you know, I can't. I don't care if they don't call 720 HD anymore. I will still use it as the bare minimum, because I need those frames. Okay? Could you imagine my Sonic playthrough without 60 frames per second? I've seen what it looks like without it, and basically, you don't see the shield blink anymore. It's either you see the shield or you do not see it at all. It's kind of sad. Oh, well, those were in the early days when people trying to do the videos of the games, like they did, with their protective boots on, when they walked down the street, and the train said, howdy doody. I mean, this is more like a monorail subway thing. But for all extensive purposes, some amount of locomotion may be involved. Also, there's no point into getting to either of the three carriage things. There's no items in there like they were in that one level. I'm trying to remember what it is now. I'm trying to say there was a train level in Duke Nukem 3D that reminds me of this, that was more, here's an item in our train thing. I'm wondering if it was in the berth now. Oh well. The thing with that is, I don't need to remember too much anymore. Just to let you know, it was a fun time at the time that I was playing it. Make sure you don't smoke. Unless you have many bullets, in which case your gun is dot smoking. Gun dot smoke.
See you in hell.
Oh, he'll be there. Although, this is something I should have brought. Oh, wow. That was nice. This is something I should have brought up before, but in the world of Doom, or whatever, like, can we expect the protagonist to be like, yeah, I'm going to hell, but my enemies are already here. What do I do now? Kill them again. And then, you know, you die from there and you just go back to hell. I guess I would explain Nightmare Mode, because they're just returning to hell, which is already hell. So their death is kind of null and void. Now, you might think this is a waste of a button, seeing as I unleashed that. Such a great guy, firing rockets out his butt. But I believe there's an RPG back there.
Groovy.
Good. That is worth it alone. There's not enough RPG in this episode. But I guess that's fair if you don't actually cluster that many enemies overall. That could be why. Use my rocket sparingly. And, you know, pipe bombs fill the job of what I'd normally use the rocket for anyway, with the exception of, you know, the range. I just gotta, like, think about my grenade things very carefully. Alright. Something I noticed while debugging this, I've since fall decided to bug things on the Megaton Edition, which you won't be able to get on Steam anymore due to licensing stuff. I hope that gets unraveled at some point in the future. I don't expect it now. But my point wasn't so much about the Megaton Edition being awesome. My point was about the eDuke 32 thing not being that awesome. It will lag while playing the DC pack, which is quite incredible considering how fast my machine actually is. I wonder if I had to put it on a lower resolution for starters. That might have something to do with it. But Megaton Edition does higher resolutions. I don't know what the hell is with that. I'm thinking maybe I should be using... I think there's another source port I can use. It's like a build engine source port. Was it like called Raise or something? I'm going to look into that. Because I'm going to need to test more build engine things. Especially with some of these mods because... Well... You know about mods and source port compatibility. It's all the rage in which it causes rage in me. Because it's never accurate to what's actually going on. It's my number one pet peeve about video games is when the source port actually deviates from actual game design. Never mind how it looks. I don't care about that. I mean, when it fucks with the game design itself, that's when I'm like, no! You don't do that! And they did that with Lemming stuff to the point where it's just apologetic. It's like, nah, we want it to be more execution-based rather than time-based. I'm like, you could just say that instead of just being like, you know, crippling the actual original Lemmings campaigns, which has happened. But no, that's not too, like, I don't mind them designing new levels around that idea, which is fine. My whole thing, actually, is not even what they've done with how Lemmings is played. My whole thing is, I think their source port, or whatever you want to call that, what was it, Neolemmix or something? Is possibly one of the most updated source ports I have ever seen. To the point where I just wait a month and it's like, oh, we've made a gameplay change again, and I'm just like, I can't do this. Which is beside the point, because the way they put it, where it's like execution, or like just thinking based rather than time based, means it's a pure puzzle game, which means I'll not be doing videos of it. Sorry. There's plenty of people to follow in the Lemmings community if you want to just watch Lemmings levels. That's fine. I don't think I need to be there for that. Especially since a lot of Lemmings packs kind of provide you the solution anyway. So, yeah. And that's a shame, because I really do like Lemming. In fact, I still play it in some capacity. I just don't record it now. Although I wonder if I do that with Lemmings 3D, but... I mean, I could. I'm just not going to. I'm sorry, Lemmings fans. That one's on me. Lemmings 3D does not deserve hate. It really doesn't.
I'm gonna get medieval on your ass.
I'm gonna get primeval on your ancient behind.
Shit.
Train's broke, but it's got the blue key in it, and we need this key to get into the arcade. As you all know, it takes one rundown train station to get into the video game machines. Fun fact about the arcade in this level, it's using the same music as the strip club music in the first episode. That's hilarious, actually. In fact, I approve. This makes this from a boring level into a kind of amazing level. So, what I thought in an interest level this would be like a 6, now it has become an 8. Is that really the case, though? Of course! Of course, my friends. Ride the train. I'm surprised I didn't do a Quad City DJs joke. Well, there you go. There it is right there. Have fun with that. Go listen to Ride the Train. It's like, what would a 90s version of the Soul Train would be like? Well, there's your answer right there. Oh yeah, as per usual, when it comes to first-person shooter games with secret exits, I like to show the normal exit off first. And in the case of Duke Nukem 3D, sometimes, it's probably the second time this has happened, with a secret exit, I am locked into where I go towards the regular exit, as in I can't turn back unless I load a previous save, which is what's going to happen. So I'm going to say, there's going to be a certain point where I save, that's going to be the juncture where I either go to normal exit or secret exit. And I kind of want to show the normal exit, because That one asshole is guarding it. And I'd just like to just show you that. So, yeah. Just to say, oh yeah, I proved I can manage. Plus, in the case of that one level, what was it? It was that Hollywood level in episode 3, right? You remember that? Where they're just, you could just, midway through the level, you could take the secret exit and you'd miss like half of the entire level, and I didn't feel like that was fair to the level. So I went for the normal exit for that. And that might have been the one I was talking about previously in comparison to this one. Yeah, let's party! Let's go get some tokens. I'm buying. We got one of their vehicle games. We got a bunch of, you know, Born to be Wild arcade games. We got some weird... We got ADMs. We got Coca-Cola. Whatever this is, I blew it up, so now I don't know what it is anymore. We got a Duke Nukem 3D. We got a Duke Nukem 2. That's funny. Looks like it's time to play with myself, actually. Haha. Yeah, that carries over all the way from like the arcade from the first level, and then like a level later when you go into the strip club. So, episode 1 elements in this combined with that one train level. That's fine. We can do that. We can do that if you really want. And look, we even have that police chase video. Just like in that strip club level. Amazing. It's all a throwback. Yeah, it's weird, because when I start seeing the same textures, I could immediately recall elements of the level that I saw it in last. My memory is weird like that. It doesn't... My memory does not remember things in a linear way. It remembers things in an associative way. Which is a problem, because things I remember happening recently could have happened a very long time ago. That doesn't mean I'm old, although I can be, just not yet. I say age is just a number, but actually age is just a comparison. It is not a number, it is a comparison of time. In case you were wondering. Time after time, if I could turn back time. Time to go to the train again. It's time. It's time to stop. Oh no, let's Gestapo. No! That's Wolfenstein 3D jokes. Save them for the Wolfenstein 3D. Thank you. Keep an eye on those boots. Dr. Martin's boots of the world are Dr. Martin. Oh wait, that's where we go with the secret actually. And plus I kind of headed down there already. Excuse the fuck me. We have to go... We're trying to go to the regular place, and I'm going to the secret place a little before that. Not quite yet. It wouldn't surprise me if they just decided to respawn more eggs on the train. Yeah. Yep. Bum 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 bum. There's a controversial thing when I play Blood, and also when I'm going to play Shadow Warrior at some point. It's not too far off, as you might think. And that is... Why would I not play above difficulty 3 even if they add monsters? And it's because there's elements of Nightmare Mode. That is the... Yeah. In case you're wondering if I play on skill 3 of Shadow Warrior instead of skill 4. And same for here. Skill 3 instead of skill 4, but at least in this case it's because... You know, enemies don't die unless you completely obliterate their corpse. So... Which means explosions become the name of the game. Which I guess is fair. You gotta actually nuke them in order for them to stay dead. So, that's the normal exit. Yep. It's weird how the music continues while I'm saving, yet has to restart while I'm loading. I wish it wouldn't do that. I guess it has to be... I guess that part of the program has to be level agnostic, but still... That's probably one thing a source port does get right, which is just like, please don't restart the music. Just keep the music going if I'm on the same level, please and thanks. Although then it's like, what if it's a different level that has the same music, which has happened to me in Doom before. Where I'm loading another level, but it happens to have the same music as the one I'm in, and it's like, did I actually go to a different level? And it's like, oh wait, no, it's different, it's just they use the same music. That has happened to me before. Also, are we done making... new music packs for old Doom mods? Can we do that for other games? Like, I don't know. Maybe Heretic? Actually, wait, no. Maybe they did do that. They might have done that. a custom Heretic music pack. I need more Heretic mods. I really miss Heretic's level design a lot. I mean, I like Duke Nukem 3D better, but Heretic's level design was a thing of beauty, I have to admit. Maybe it's like all the dark fantasy and like, despite it also being extremely colorful. That might be it. I'm on a bit of a dark fantasy kick, actually. That might be to do the raging popularity of Stranger Things, but, you know, it's like fantasy punk, basically. Like, instead of cyberpunk, it's dark fantasy, the fantasy version. That might be it. Let me watch Dark Crystal or something. That might be cool.
Secret level.
There we go. We don't have to worry about this floor because I guess it's broken. As in, it's not electrically charged. I'm done on the metro. I guess if you like this level a lot, you might be a metrosexual. Ha 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 ha! Meanwhile, the remember that whole thing about metrosexual versus retrosexual? That doesn't really come up anymore. I just like how is good wordplay for the time to describe your orientation, and I want that to come back. I want them to be like, yeah, I'm retro, but it's fine.